Southill in Limerick City is a network of housing estates that were built in 1969. I visited the community centre there to see a healthy food project that promotes access to affordable, healthy food for the locals. On a piece of wasteland behind the community centre, a large, productive vegetable garden has been created. It's a space where local children can get their hands mucky.
We come every Thursday at around 4 o'clock after school, and we just help clean up and plant more flowers and vegetables.
What's the most amazing thing you've learned here?
That the plants go roots very fast in the ground, but some plants die in the winter.
I eat lots of veg now. I eat lots of carrots and parsnips and cabbage and all.
Since I started working here, I ate more vegetables and apples and fruit.
And I never seen anything grow. Never seen any potatoes or nothing being taken out of the ground.
What did you make of it when you saw it for the first time?
I thought it was amazing.
Barbara Mulcahy is the gardener in charge of the project.
Tell me a little bit about the education part of this. It's a beautiful transformation and it's a beautiful garden, but there's a lot of education going on here as well.
Yeah, it's very informal education because a lot of people get their backs up if you think they're having been told what to do, you know. So at the beginning of the year I'd have a seed sowing day and show people how to sow the seeds, and a few weeks later then we'd plant stuff. Then in the autumn there we had a harvesting day, took the tomatoes and the cabbages and everything, and we made soup in that. She wants beans and she wants carrots. In the summer now we had peas, and they'd run over to get the peas and they'd get a pod each, and I'd show them how to open them and show them how to take out the peas, and they'd eat them, you know. Oh, they love the strawberries. I nearly have to have an armed guard on the strawberries when they're coming out. And I just say to the kids, take them, you know. I'd rather see them taking them and enjoying them.
This garden is one of 7 community food initiatives around Ireland, a network that aims to combat food poverty by giving people access to affordable fresh food. In low-income urbanised areas like O'Malley Park, it's not always easy for families to buy healthy food.
For people living here in the community, what are the main barriers to accessing healthy food?
I think one of the main barriers would certainly be price. Good quality fresh fruit and vegetables are often seen as being quite expensive, and they can be difficult to access in a community that has limited maybe shops around the area. There's one large supermarket, but in terms of your easy to stop into local convenience store, they're not really part of the social fabric of the area. With the community garden, we're showing people how easy it is to access fresh produce on their doorstep. So they come down, they can get the basic skills from our community gardener, and they can bring that into their own home. With our cafe, we like to offer people something that's affordable, it's nutritious, we don't have fizzy drinks, we don't have a deep fat fryer. We make it easy for people to make a good food choice for themselves and for their children.
The problem of accessing healthy, affordable food isn't unique to Southill. It's experienced by many communities around Ireland. In fact, about 15% of the Irish population experiences some type of food poverty.
Almost 1 in 5 children are going to bed or to school hungry simply because there's not enough food in the home. People are struggling to pay their bills, to pay their rent, and there's not enough money left over to purchase a healthy diet. But there are other structural barriers that have an impact that make it difficult for people to access a healthy diet. Things like transport, where you live, where is your nearest supermarket. We also have convenience foods being highly promoted in the supermarkets as well, so it's cheaper and easier to buy the convenience processed foods than it is to prepare a meal from scratch. Our own research has shown that it is up to 10 times cheaper to meet your daily calorie needs through foods that are high in salt, sugar and fat than it is through buying fresh fruit and vegetables, lean meat and fresh fish.
Anne lives in Southill with her 2 children, and she has first-hand experience of how difficult it is to access affordable, healthy food.
When it comes to access to good food and a good variety of food, what are the major problems?
The major problems are just there's nowhere to buy it. There's nowhere local that you can buy it. You have to travel, and the bus services don't go there all the time. So unless you have a car, you just have to deal with what we have. It's all frozen foods, and like you buy 1 big pizza, get 1 free. I don't see when I go in there, buy 1 bag of bananas and you get the second one free. It's all frozen foods, chocolates, all the deals are on those.
Not knowing where your food comes from is an increasing problem in Ireland, and it's one that Anne recognises in her community too.
Like a little girl came in last week and she didn't know a carrot came from the ground. And I was surprised with that, and she didn't know potatoes came from the ground. And when she came to our garden in the area centre and we made her pick the carrot and pick the potato, she was so happy when she went home.
Southill's garden and cafe are part of Limerick's food partnership. It seeks to improve people's health by increasing access to healthy food. Across the city is St Munchins Centre in Ballynanty. They have their own community garden too. Combating food poverty isn't just about accessing healthy food, it's also about skills in the kitchen. Today we're going to make some white sauce.
Some people come in and they have never made a scone in their life, they've never made some bread, they've possibly never made a proper dinner for their child sometimes. There's a lot of eating takeaways, eating pizza, buying fast food, buying frozen food. I think that's happens everywhere in Ireland. I really, really think that cookery classes are absolutely essential at the moment for everybody.
The loss of cooking skills, something that's increasingly common in Ireland, together with a plentiful availability of cheap processed foods in major retailers, means that tackling food poverty is a challenge for everyone.
I like to encourage people to taste a freshly made scone, and usually at the end of the class they're absolutely loving it, and they say that they can't believe how easy it was, that they're going to make them the next morning or that next time their friend calls around. They have actually learned something, a new skill for themselves, and it's a lifelong skill as well.
Organisations like Healthy Food for All and the Limerick Food Partnership are working to combat food poverty. But the solutions lie not only with the individual, but also with food policy at governmental level.
We need a national policy on food and nutrition in line with our agri-food vision of 2020 if we're going to have any significant impact on the issue of food poverty.
I think it has taught people what healthy food tastes like, how to use healthy food. They can use the food that they have planted in the garden, grown in the garden in the area centre. They can bring that home and everybody will be eating a lot healthier, and the money-wise it will save us so much money.
There's a real sense that the community wants to change and they want things to improve, and we just need government policy and funding to make sure that happens.